they're called performance consultants because I've had a couple of coaches in the past, and I don't do the fluffy stuff. I'm an activator. Like,
yep, love
get
that.
Get it done now, and
yep.
results. Like, you know, I need to see that my actions are resulting in something beneficial.
Yes.
So they call themselves performance consultants, which I love.
I have never heard of this before. What is a performance consultant?
So
I need one in my life.
Well, the way that they came into my world was I was overwhelmed, I was stressed, and I met gentleman Nigel at my BNI chapter.
Cool. Yep.
And I was listening to him talk about his business, and he kept saying, I'm not a business coach. And then he'd be like, but we do help this. We help you with sales, and we help you with this, and we help you with that. And I'm like, what exactly do you do? And we sat down, and I said, the only way I'm going to understand this is tell me how you would help me.
Yeah.
And he's like, right, tell me your 3 biggest problems in your business. And I was like, got no time. All I do is send emails, and I don't have my eyes over the cash flow. He's like, great. What we would do is this. We would do, then we'd help you do, and then we'd look at, and I was sitting there, I was like,
sign me up, take my money.
I'm like, you are my angel. You are my
okay, interesting.
I'm like, is this real? Is this possible? And so so the company's Follow Global, and within 3 months, they had systemized my business. All I was looking for was like an hour, just 1 hour, where I could kind of think and process. And we ended up getting me an hour a day in 3 months. And for a business owner, and I was doing like 20 settlements a week on my own, running the business, trying to do networking events, going to BNI, raising 2 children by myself, running the house. God. So you can imagine that I was up at 4 a.m. and awake until 1 a.m., emails constantly backwards and forwards, and then phones, and it was manic. So I couldn't, because I was so in it, I couldn't see beyond it. But when they looked at it, they were like, oh, great, we put this process in, we do this system, we do this, we do this. So having those foundations set has given me, like now my scale, our foundations are so solid, we could double overnight, and we've got processes, the systems, the people, the everything. It's great.
That's incredible.
You don't know what you don't know.
Oh my God, that's a good lesson to learn. But so interesting though, because I think, you know, a lot of founders really are that personality where they're the creative or just the doer, or I've got this big idea, or I'm the people person. People really underestimate systems and processes.
Well, yeah.
They're so unsexy. It's so valuable.
And because too, when you let things go for so long, they are quite tricky to implement. Because you've been doing it a certain way that's worked so long, it's like it's longer to do it this way, but once it's in, it's great. So for some business owners, it seems too overwhelming to change until it's either a necessary evil and you have to, or I can't do this anymore and I'm closing the business. So
yeah, well, it's really interesting you say that, because I often hear that when people are hiring new employees as well. So they are kind of like, I need help, but I don't have time to train them.
That's exactly it.
And it's like, well, if you don't train them, don't hire them, because you're just going to create a bigger problem for yourself.
Oh, and it is such a juggle. Like, it is constantly a juggle, because as business owners, we want to be able to hire in advance, not hire from a point of stress and demand, but the cash flow is not there when we've got it in advance. So we can't justify bringing someone on. Then the cash flow is there, but we've got no time. So then we've got to make time. And even now, I've learned through my company that every new staff member will cost me 3 months of their salary.
Yes. Oh my God, that's
their salary. Yeah. So as a business, we need to factor that into our bottom line, because we need to be prepared to carry that. So if the business, number one, can't afford to pay their wage and can't afford to carry them for 3 months with no return, what do we do? But it is amazing that by dropping back into the systems and the operations and the processes, you may not actually need that staff member in their full capacity, or you may be able to swap and change roles and responsibilities a little bit so that you can make room for a part-timer or whatever it might be. Like, I just think, having that systemized process in place could actually, and it did for me. Oh my gosh, I went from 9 staff members in Victoria only to we're 5.5 across 3 states.
Oh my God. Wow.
And as I said, we could double our business tomorrow, and capacity wise, we're fine. So it works.
Yeah. Well, and it's so like, it's such a good point to make too, because profit margin, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like, having more staff gets glamorized a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And,
oh, yeah.
And I feel like we, you're seeing all this company's hiring, and we're going, and, people are looking at that going, well, I can't afford to do that. Obviously they're winning and I'm losing, or whatever, or, or they're just going, I need to hire somebody in, just in case we grow.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, if you can actually figure out the systems and processes and automate things and systemize things, that actually increases your bottom line.